Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to talk to you about car rental in Switzerland. Is it worth it? How to do it? Where to rent much cheaper? There is a tip that will make you find the best price guaranteed, really, which are the best rental companies, which documents need the PID, do not need it, accommodation, guys, a very complete video for you to know everything about car rental in Switzerland. So guys, enjoy the video, don't forget to give us that like, subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot, guys, and buckle up. Well, let's talk about car rental in Switzerland. Switzerland is a small country, many people choose to rent a car, the roads there are beautiful, you can visit the cities by driving around, it ends up being a very practical and easy way to get around. But there are many people who have doubts because the train works very well there too, the trains there are good, fast and punctual, so sometimes people are in doubt whether to rent a car or not. So quickly people, talking about the question of whether to rent the car or take the train, if you want to do a little itinerary passing through several cities, I think the car ends up being very nice, especially if you are with more than 3 people. What happens? The car rental is a fixed price. If you are one person, you will pay this price. If you are in 2, half the price. In 3, a third. In 4, you divide this value by 4 people. When you are in 3 or 4 people, the car ends up being cheaper than the train. It ends up paying off financially. If you are with 2 people, it's about the same. The car ends up being a little bit more expensive because of the parking, gas, all of this that we will explain. So it depends a lot on each person's idea. Some people prefer the train, some people like to drive. Of course, with a car you can go anywhere, you're not dependent on the bus or the train, you can go wherever you want, take pictures, it ends up being a nicer trip. But the train also works, so for those who are interested in renting a car, let's get to the point that we'll give you all the tips here so you can rent a car as cheaply as possible and know everything you need there for you to rent your car the best way possible. So the first question, what do I need to rent a car in Switzerland? In theory, it's just your country's license, your valid driver's license. Check that it's valid, a credit card that the rental company will use as collateral to leave there as registered security, not the card, but they will register the data if they need something, and your passport. These documents are theoretically enough, but there are people reporting that sometimes the companies are asking for the PID, which is the International Driver's License. It's very easy to get it. Who wants to get it to guarantee that they already have it? It's very easy. It's online for some countries, you can get it on the website, but in theory, you don't need it. They didn't ask us, we got it with our normal one, but there are reports of car rental companies that ask for it. So a tip, after you define the car rental company you want to rent the car from, rent it and send them an email just to confirm, asking if you need it or not, just to avoid any stress at the time so you can get everything done without any problem, so you know everything. Important information about age: over 21 years old you can only rent a car in Switzerland, and from 21 to 25 years old there's an extra fee that you pay. It's automatic. You will see that your reservation will be a little more expensive if you are under 25 years old, but if you are over 25 there's no problem, you rent it normally. And now the most important tip of all, how to save a lot, how to find the cheapest car, where to rent the car. Never leave your reservation until you get there, for the love of God. It's the most expensive method of all. It's double the price sometimes, and sometimes there's no car available. The cheapest way is in advance. The sooner you book online, the cheaper you will pay. You get better prices, better car rental companies, and a golden tip, don't go straight to the website of the car rental company. Use a car rental comparator. What is it? I'll leave it here below in the description of the video and in the first fixed comment. It's an incredible tool that we discovered in the last few years that compares prices at all car rental companies. So you arrive in Zurich, you put it there, Zurich airport, the date of your arrival and departure. It does a search on all of them. There are more than 10 car rental companies at the Zurich airport. It does an automatic search on all of them, and in a few seconds you have the price of all of them there for you to choose. And the best news of all, it's cheaper than at the car rental companies themselves. The price that's there at Alamo, for example, you will see that it's cheaper than if you go directly to the place. And it's a very big comparator. They are the biggest in the world. They have a very strong negotiation with the car rental companies, and they fight for prices to appear and get more reservations. So it ends up being cheaper to rent there. It's the cheapest of all, so do it in advance, use the comparator, and you will see that you will be able to save a lot. Just to give you an idea of the price, it varies from season to season, but I searched it here in October for an intermediate car and it's giving a total of 100 euros more or less per day. So if you are one person, it's 100 euros. If you are in two, it's 50 for each. Just so you have an idea, a round trip, for example, from Zurich to Lucerne, Bern to Geneva, it will cost more or less 30 to 35 or 40 euros per person. A round trip will cost 80 euros. One person coming and going by train is almost the daily rate of the car. And of course, there is the parking, the gas, the toll, everything on the bill. But just to show that if you are with more people, with 3 people, it would be almost $300, go $206 by train. The car would be 100 euros plus about 20 for parking, gas, any little things you might have. So really, if you do the math, renting a car often, depending on your trip, can be a lot cheaper than the train. So you have to do the mathematics, see how many people you have with you, and divide to see if the car is really worth it. And guys, any questions you have, send us your questions. We really like to help. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days to answer because there are so many messages, but we always try to help. Even easier, add me on @PaiLorenzi on Instagram, send me a direct message that I try to help, and take the time to follow us because we're always traveling around the world, giving travel tips in a very nice way and showing the family routine with our little ones, which are a blast. And we also have a new channel, the Família Lorenzi, so if you can, subscribe to it and give us a hand, watch it because we show our routine here at home, the Disney parks, our trips. It's really cool, guys. Follow us there. I'm sure you're gonna like it. There is content for everybody. Which car rental companies to choose? Guys, we always recommend the bigger ones because they are the safest. They are Alamo, Europcar, Avis, Budget, Dollar, Sixt, Thrifty. All these are international companies. You might have some problems, but the chances are much smaller than with the smaller and local companies that often put very aggressive prices to try to gain market share, but many times they can have problems. So focus on these that are much more secure. A tip is also that these larger ones usually already have the annual toll sticker. In Switzerland, it's different. You don't pay the toll per trip. It's a sticker that you buy at any convenience store. It's very easy to find. It costs 40 euros, 40 francs. Today, the euro is practically 1-to-1 with the franc. It's practically the same value. It costs 40 euros or 40 francs for the whole year. And these big rental companies already have the sticker on the car. Check it out. It's on the window. The sticker has to be on the window. So it's already valid for all trips. Those who already have the sticker do not pay anything, no tolls. These rental companies normally are already leaving the cars with the sticker, so it's one last thing for you to worry about during your trip. The condition of the roads and streets in Switzerland, people, they are very good. It's very well taken care of. It's quiet. It's one of the safest roads in the world. But here goes another tip along with it. Respect the signs, respect the speed limit, give complete preference to pedestrians. This is because the fines there are very expensive. They care a lot about the traffic issue, and that is why it's one of the safest places in the world to drive. There are rarely any accidents. They are wise to the name, so you really have to stay tuned, but it's good because it ends up being a very quiet place to drive. The landscape is beautiful. You go through every village, every place, like in the movies we are used to seeing. It's a very nice trip, and yes, it's very easy. Another point of attention are the parking lots. Unfortunately, in the cities you can't stop on the street, but all of them have several underground parking lots. By Google Maps or Waze, you can already locate them. You go, it's very simple, but you will have to pay every day for a parking space. So put that on the bill too. Do a little research, see how much it is, but you have to include that too because different from some countries, you cannot park on the street. You have to use exclusively these parking lots. Now talking about the winter, if you go in the winter, just be a little bit careful. You will have to get a slightly better car, one that has good traction on the wheels. If there's a lot of snow and you go to a snowy place, you have to talk to them there and put chains on the tires. So if you're going in winter, very winter there, which is December, January, February, do a better research. There are several sites informing you, but stay a little bit tuned. If you go during the other months, it's usually more relaxed. You won't have any problem driving there. Now talking about the roadmap, many people are in doubt about which roadmap to do, if it's possible to go to another country. Guys, there's a very nice video we made. We studied a lot and made a perfect itinerary through Switzerland. We call it perfect, but of course yours will be the perfect itinerary for you. Put it on YouTube, perfect itinerary through Switzerland. Gabriel, we put together a very nice itinerary. You can also do it by car. Have a look, do some research. You can go all over Switzerland. If you want to cross the border, go a little bit to Munich, which is just above Switzerland, or go down to Milan in Italy, which is very close to the border. Those big car rental companies usually have everything in order for you to cross the border. You just have to confirm when you pick up the car or send an email to them to see if everything is right, if you can leave or enter the country, but usually there is no problem. A document that they may ask for both at immigration, at the border crossing, and when you rent the car is travel insurance. For those who don't know, in the whole of Europe, including Switzerland, you need to have an international travel insurance to enter there. It's mandatory, so you need to have an insurance that has at least medical assistance coverage of 30,000 euros. It's not expensive, don't worry, you must have it. A tip that we give, like the car rental comparator, there is a travel insurance comparator that we also discovered. We have been using it for about 5 or 6 years. I'll leave below in the description of the video, in the first comment, the link to it as well. It compares prices in all insurance companies and finds incredible prices. Guys, just to give you an idea, for a 10-day trip, as we researched it this week, it costs 27 euros for everything. The 10 days for one person, and insurance with 50,000 euros of coverage in medical assistance, loss of luggage. There are several covers. It's cheap. Even if it was not mandatory, you should take it. We also do the international travel insurance when we go to the United States, when we go to Argentina, anywhere else in the world, because it's cheap and it's really covering you for any problem you might have during your trip. And this price is in the comparator. If you go to other places directly, like travel agencies, you will see that the price is more expensive. You will say that this price does not exist, and it exists in the comparator. Take a look, use it, you will see that's very good and really worth it. And people, here below in the description of the video, I'll leave all the links organized. Take a look. There's a map with the best regions, the hotels that we recommended that were sensational in Zurich, in Lucerne. Everything is described there. The cheap to use your cell phone there, which you will need, the internet, maps. So there are all the links for you to organize your trip. The train, if you want to buy train tickets, the Swiss Travel Pass, it's all in this link here below. It's the cheapest and most reliable place. It has everything organized for you to plan your entire trip to Switzerland with the best services, and of course always saving a lot of money on every aspect of the entire trip. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us that like and subscribe to the channel, because it really helps us a lot. And be sure to watch the other videos that are very good. There is the one about what to do in Zurich, which is very cool, and there is the one about how to travel cheaply in Switzerland. A complete guide for you to put together your trip, saving as much as possible. I'll leave it highlighted above because it's very good, and below the playlist with all the other videos from Switzerland for you to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much and have nice trips.